A Michigan author has a new novel on the shelves at libraries and bookstores, and he's got a special event coming up later this week where you can meet him and grab a copy of it.
The book is called The Dance of Rotten Sticks, and the author, Jeff VandeZande, is here to tell us all about it. Hey, Jeff, good morning.
How are you doing?
Good.
Thanks for coming in.
So tell us a little bit about The Dance of Rotten Sticks.
Well, The Dance of Rotten Sticks is set right here in northern Lower Michigan. It takes place south of Sheboygan, but readers would notice a lot of Michigan landscape in it. It is a Gothic horror novel, and so it takes place on an island in a fictionalized lake south of Sheboygan. It's about a father, he's a widower, and he and his 3 surviving children have been struggling a bit, so he gets this idea, I'm going to take them on a vacation to this cabin on an island, not knowing that there are paranormal and other nefarious forces waiting for them to make that vacation anything but fun.
Spooky.
Spooky indeed.
Yeah.
So talk to us about just kind of your background in writing, and I understand this is not your first or second or third novel as well.
No, this is a switch for me in that this is my first attempt at horror. I do teach at Delta College, and I teach in our film program as well, and have made some films. And I think dabbling in some horror films got me to try this genre out. But yeah, this is my 6th novel, but my first in the horror genre.
And how did you come up with the storyline for this book? I know obviously you're first in the horror genre,
right.
but how did you come up with the storyline?
I think I was inspired. My friend has a place on Island Lake, which is south of Traverse City, and I think going there with him during the summer of COVID, you know, when you could get out some, I'd go up to his place, and just looking out the window, I thought, and there is a property on that island, and just thinking about what a great setting for a horror novel, because a big part of Gothic horror, think Dracula's castle, is to trap your characters somewhere too, and then there are goings on where they are trapped.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was a big part of the inspiration.
And I know you have an event coming up this week in Sheboygan County, right?
Yes, I'll be at the Sheboygan Public Library at 6 o'clock this coming Thursday. I'll do a reading from the book, and I will be signing and selling discounted copies as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. And you mentioned that you're a professor at Delta College. Are you making this required reading?
I am not. That would not be ethical. So I'm hoping and to reach out to people and doing kind of a book tour and talking with good people like yourself, and just trying to make people, especially in this area, northern Lower Michigan, aware of the book, and hoping that they'll take a chance. It's not as available in bookstores as I would like. That can be tricky getting a book placed, but it is available on Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm curious about your shift to the horror genre and whether you found that to be easy, whether it was harder, what maybe stumbling blocks along the way compared to some of the other novels you've written.
I am finding myself, surprisingly, because I was never a horror reader when I was younger, enjoying the genre quite a bit. And I think the emphasis on plot has been fun. And as a more literary person, I think I used to kind of look down my nose at horror and think like, well, that's not literary. But it can be, very much so. I think, if you really think about it, Moby Dick is a horror novel. I mean, you have this almost supernatural whale that's beyond anything that, anybody in the whaling industry has seen. And obviously a lot of symbolism has been loaded into that whale over the years of what it means. So I do think you can explore things. And one of the things I do explore in the novel, because of his wife's passing, my protagonist is struggling with alcohol addiction. That's how he's been coping with dealing with the loss of his wife. And so it is a story about addiction and recovery too, because he has to overcome first the monster of his alcoholism before he can deal with the very real monsters that he's slowly discovering are on the island with them.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what will people find surprising in your book?
I would say they would be surprised, as it's being described as a Gothic horror novel, they would be surprised at the amount of mystery and suspense that are also built into it. So I think it covers several genres and I've had people tell me that, you know, the family dynamic that you've developed in here seems very true and real to life as well. So I think they'll discover it. Even though some blood is spilled, it is not a, I would say it's not a gory horror book, but it more relies on kind of mystery and suspense and questioning what is going on here.
So for people who are watching and they're like, oh, I'm gothic horror, no. But it sounds like there's something a little bit for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. There are definitely different levels of horror. You know, there's body horror, there's gore, etc., shock horror. And I think this is for the average reader, they're not going to be overly terrified by it or overly grossed out by descriptions of intestines being spilled or whatever.
We are just about out of time, but real quickly, as a film instructor, can you see this becoming a movie? Do you have visions of a movie going on in your mind?
I think since teaching screenwriting and cinematography within the last 10 years of my career here, it has actually increased my ability to write descriptively. So I think it's kind of naturally writing as though it would be a movie. So absolutely, I could see it being made into a film.
That's great.
I'd hope so.
Hey.
That'd be cool.
That would be.
Well, the special event, the meet and greet, the chance to say hello and get your book signed is coming up on Thursday, the 14th at 6 o'clock at the Sheboygan Public Library. Jeff, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks
the book
for
is
having
The
me.
Dance of Rotten Sticks,
Yes.
and we'll share more information on our website too at 9and10news.com.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thanks for